I don't know what it is, but that Star Wars Outlaws trailer that Ubisoft just dropped has done a bit of a magic trick on me as I've gotten older, as I worked in the industry for a long time. You can't help the cynicism that starts to set in. You don't believe the hype, you don't believe the press, you gotta, until I see it, it's horseshit, blah, 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 blah. And to be perfectly fair with Massive, their early Division screenshots does give us a little bit of a reason to go, I don't know. But all that said, though, that's how powerful the Star Wars brand is. And more importantly, I think taking the Star Wars brand and putting it into this kind of game that Massive and Ubisoft are bringing in 2024. They just dropped a trailer, about 5 minutes. Not tons of new information, but there is new information. And there's also a little bit of new footage, too. So we're going to go through it. At the end, though, I want to tell you why I think this trailer really got me excited. A lot of people will come to the show and say, Jaffe, what is your most anticipated game? I never really know. There's a lot of games I want to play. I play pretty much everything. But I tell you what, after seeing this trailer, I feel kind of like I felt when my mom picked me up from school in like 5th grade to go pick up Pitfall for the Atari 2600. It was a long time ago. Shut up. Fuck you. I'm just really excited to play this. The promise of this is really exciting. And I want to talk about why I think that is. But first, let's dive into the new stuff. Some of this is going to be new to you. Some of it's not. I did watch the opening trailer at, it was either Keeley's show or Xbox, wherever they showed it. And I loved it. But some of the nuance may have been lost on me. So if some of this isn't entirely new, forgive me. But I'm an excited, Star Wars nerd. So, go Bib Fortuna yourself. Bib Fortuna. Tuna. Bib Fortuna. Why? Everything is about fish. Calamari. And then is it tuna? I'm going to skim through it a little bit as we go.
Working on a Star Wars game is a dream come true.
That guy, Julian Gueretti, is the creative director. I know he was one of the directors on the Division 2.
I've had all of the toys, and it's wild to go from making these little stories on the carpet to actually build a narrative in the Star Wars galaxy.
Massive Entertainment is the perfect choice to build an open world Star Wars game because it is inherent to their DNA as a studio to deliver on incredible open world experiences.
That's true. To some extent. I haven't played a lot of Division. I mean, it's not Elden Ring, but they clearly, a lot of people adore the Division, but I know this is going to be leaps and bounds away from it since it's obviously single player.
Massive Entertainment are master storytellers for open world games. This is going to be a fresh experience for Star Wars.
Really? I'm not saying they're bad, but they've earned the reputation of being master storytellers from the Division 1 and 2, and maybe this guy's played Avatar. I don't know, because Avatar is another game they're working on there.
Fans everywhere.
Immediately I had that in my head, all the possibilities of where do we want to go, what can we bring to Star Wars that has not been seen before.
Lucasfilm Games suggested that the perfect era to set Outlaws would be between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
What's great
Best part is Star Wars. So and it's what a great time period to set this in.
What's great about that point on the timeline is this is a moment where the civil war between the Empire and the Rebellion is at its height. And this creates an environment across the galaxy where Outlaws can thrive.
Now,
That's the world.
okay, I mean, you never know. Can you imagine if, one of the missions that you could go on is to kind of like somebody steals Han Solo from Jabba's palace, you got to get it back. But even just having an audience with Jabba when he has Solo on display, and I'm sure you'll be able to go up there and look at it and interact with it a little bit. This is fucking cool, man. That's just fucking cool. Look at that shit. I mean, the cutscene's in there for a reason. Like I said, I imagine it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to factor Han Solo carbonite. Maybe you can, though. How cool would that be? All right, that's cool. I'm excited for that. Let's keep going.
That's the world that Kay is stepping into, and she sees the opportunity just like anybody else.
We will see some really cool syndicates, both from existing lore and newly created for the game.
When you play Star Wars Outlaws, you get a chance to discover what the underworld
Yeah,
is
no,
like
this is
and
from-
live through those experiences.
This is from what, the original reveal, I think. Yeah.
The stakes are definitely very high for Kay's journey through the underworld, but she learns, she adapts, she sneaks around, and she finds herself in very important spaces with very powerful people.
Can we, by the way, just in the comments not comment on the way this lady looks? I can see you typing it now, some of you guys. Yes, she's very pretty, very attractive. I like the character so far. I'm not like, whoa, she's amazing or she's awful. There's not much about her yet, but she seems cool. She seems like a spunky chick, which I think fits in great with Star Wars. But see, look, she gets to meet Jabba, and there's Salacious B. Crumb Esquire, I'd like to say. He went off and got his law degree in betwixt the time between Jedi and the Abrams stuff. But anyway, yeah, so check that shit out. She gets to see Jabba, which means if she turns to her left, there's Han Solo on the wall. How cool is that? Pretty fucking cool.
Building the world of Star Wars Outlaws.
Star Wars.
First thing we had to do was think of places
Look at
where
that.
outlaws
Now,
thrive.
let's be clear. All this work in progress shit, again, this is the studio that brought us the Division screenshots. So, you know, and some of this is clearly, I don't know what even we're looking at, because some of this, like this is clearly concept art, so I don't know why it says work in progress. But in a second, when they start moving, every now and then you'll see it and it's like, oh, that looks like actual gameplay. And then other times watch the NPCs. Like, they're way too detailed and aware and animated to be anything other than a canned sequence. Or maybe it's real time, but they're just playing NPCs in a way that they won't actually function in the game. One day they will. I think you can look at it and go, that's going to be NPCs and how they populate environments in 5 years or so. But I've never seen a game that does NPCs like what you're about to see. It's something amazing. Your mind's not going to be blown, but it's just, it really does add to the realism. By the way, did you hear what he said? He said, listen.
These hubs of scum and villainy.
Not hives of scum and villainy, which is what Obi-Wan said. Hubs. So maybe it's like, hey, I'm giving you a little hint, bitches. It's a hub world section. You can go, whatever. Shh. He's talking.
The most exciting thing is being able to go back to iconic locations that people know and love, but then
If you pull the camera back, I just want you to imagine when that lady starts talking in a second. Imagine there's like somebody with a gun. It so seems like a hostage video. Like at the beginning, she's like, okay, I'll say it. God, I hate you people.
the most exciting thing is being able to go back to iconic locations that people know and love, but then diving into the Lucasfilm archives and really bringing them alive in a new...
That environment, I am a Star Wars nerd, but is this the environment? It's not Chorus, whatever the fuck it's called. Chorus, I can never say it. You know what I'm talking about, where Anakin and Padme live in the Master Suite. But this is that casino planet, right? That was in, what was it, Last Jedi or something? No, yeah, Last Jedi, where they go down to Casino Planet. That's this, right?
But very genuine way.
It's not just about recreating
Tatooine, that's very cool.
As you know it. Just about recreating Tatooine as you know it. Going back to the classic sources of spaghetti westerns, we try to recreate...
You're a spaghetti western. Got him. Got him.
To follow the already established
And then,
history.
right, this is, this here is, how do you say it? These names, man. These names are worse than Elden Ring names. Geonosis? Isn't that what this is? Maybe it's just the shot looks similar to when Obi-Wan was there in Attack of the Clones, right? Riding the little thunder, what's that fucking thing? Battle Beast from E-Man, whatever the fuck he was riding. That's kind of looks like that. That's pretty cool.
And there is a new location that we collaborated with Massive Entertainment on
This
called
is cool.
Toshara.
This looks pretty cool, especially when they get
And
into
this
space.
has been built from the ground up with the scoundrel fantasy at its beating heart.
Hang on!
Our goal is that you feel like you're stepping into Star Wars.
That guy
And
looks like
means
Alfred
going back to
Molina,
those
you know, who plays
Macquarie
Doc Ock.
concepts. Our goal is that you feel like you're stepping into Star Wars, and that means going back to those Macquarie concepts, going back to Joe Johnston's storyboards, Phil Tippett's creature designs, and creating a
So watch this. Look at the NPCs here. Look how they move in this, and then there's another shot, I think, on Tatooine in a second. Look how responsive they are. This is not going to be what the game is like, I don't think, but that would be amazing.
Tippett's creature designs and creating a
look at that, right? It's just. It's too real. It's too much animation data for every NPC. It doesn't look like sort of a loop or anything. Like that. Come on, not the dude walking, but these dudes over here. And then look at this thing. This NPC rat, whatever the fuck it is, responds in real time to the speeder bike that's about to go by. It's like, nah, that's not.
We're trying to create a world that
Still
feels
cool though.
alive and bustling.
Watch this. Here comes the speeder bike. And watch the rat. Come
Getting
on.
inspiration
Come on now.
from the African savannah. But we still want to add the alien element. And that is what makes it feel like Star Wars.
We want
it's
to
like
give
Destiny,
Tashara
though.
some elements that make it really stand out in the Star Wars galaxy. So there are windswept plains, veins of amberine,
I don't know what that
and there's
means.
a vibrant city called Mirogana that's built into a huge rock that's been carved out by the wind.
That's safe.
Never present on Tashara.
That seems safe. Let's live under the rock.
One thing that we need to always keep in mind is there's always a connection between the biome and what grows there, what lives there, like the flora, fauna, and the
cool.
culture of the people who inhabit the place. From how the plants pollinate, or
That
how
little monster's
vegetation and local
cool.
resources are used in local clothing and buildings, to even
So
how the
this
locals
seems
have adopted
real. Like, look at the
wind into
AI.
their way of
Well,
life.
it's brief, but
We
they're
have
just
created
leaping.
everything with an authentic approach, so players will experience all these places like someone who actually is there.
We made it, Nick.
Working with Massive, we were able to really build out an authentic Star
Look at
Wars
that.
world.
Real time,
where you
no.
can travel, explore,
But that looks cool.
and
I
discover.
mean, there's no
in
way
a
that's real. There's no way that's maybe on the highest NPC in 3 years, but you ain't getting this on your PS5, even if you get your PS. I'll tell you what, though, I wasn't going to get me a PS5 Pro, but fuck you, Jim Ryan, and your wily ways. Maybe I will now. It won't look like this, but still, that looks good.
That we really haven't
That's
been able
cool.
to experience in modern Star Wars.
And I like, at least so far, we're not seeing tons. I mean, we're seeing a lot of desert, but at least we see some of that cool cyberpunky like stuff. We're about to see some snow levels. I about had my fill of Star Wars in desert, if I may.
The high-stakes scoundrel lifestyle and the open world promise allowed us to
Look at
create
that,
a
that's
game
cool.
within Star Wars that had never been done
Look at that.
before.
That's cool. I haven't
Not
seen that
just
before. The
exploring
swing. Did they do the
cities,
swing in the
but also
previous? They might
getting
have.
onto your speeder and race across stunning wilderness. Then jump into your ship, the Trailblazer, and go on an incredible adventure.
We've only scratched the surface
You've
of what Star
scratched
Wars Outlaws has to offer.
Surface.
There is so much
Look
more
at the
that you will
snow. I
get
love
to embody and use
the
and
levels.
play when you
Little
become
jungle,
KFS.
little jungle action. Where's the minecart level?
Players
Only
are
old
going
people
to
like me will
love
get
Star
that
Wars
joke.
Outlaws. It's going to be exciting. It's very adventurous, and that's what makes it Star Wars. So I'm very excited.
Look at that
to
yellow
to
TIE
share
fighter.
that.
Look at that yellow TIE fighter.
Where do we go next?
When you ever seen one of them before? A yellow TIE
Very
fighter. What's that
adventurous,
about?
and that's what makes it Star Wars. So I'm very excited to share that.
So, where do we go next?
Anywhere we want.
Star
I'm in,
Wars
man.
Outlaws,
Okay.
coming 2024.
All right, let's hope it's 2024. So let's talk about it briefly. I'm excited, and like I said, the reason I think I'm so excited for it, like if you look at Jedi Survivor 2, I really like the first one. I own Jedi Survivor 2. I actually just deleted it today, only because I got to free up some hard drive space. But I plan on playing it. I'm looking forward to it. But I think what it is about Outlaws, and I don't know, again, I'm a cynic, but this has really spoken to the kid in me that saw Star Wars when it first opened it, when I was 7. And then my dad took us to see Empire. Man, that I'll never forget. Never forget. What a day. What a memory. But anyway, the Star Wars that have come before have felt very much like you hear a lot of the development team saying, oh, we get to tell our Star Wars story now. We're excited. And that's great. And there is clearly going to be a narrative here with, a main through line. And part of it, I'm sure, is that I'm excited for Starfield. And even though I know this isn't going to be anywhere close to No Man's Sky, and it's going to be nowhere close to Starfield in terms of freedom, and it may just degrade and devolve into another Ubisoft collectathon, at which point, fucking, I'm out. Unless there's enough there to counter that. But there's something about Star Wars in an open world, and I'm almost certain we have not seen Star Wars in an open world, that I think speaks to the brilliance of George Lucas and to the brand, right? Because a lot of people will tell you, me included, that Star Wars prequels are horrible movies. Revenge is good. I'll say Revenge is probably the second best Star Wars movie, but certainly Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones are you can't even call them movies. They're just crap. They're crap. But people say, yeah, but Lucas was not great at that, but he was great at the world building in the prequels and in the originals. And I think that's true. And I think that's why this is going to shine, or has the chance to shine, or if nothing else, is why I'm excited. Because I get to play in those worlds that are really cool. I get to engage with those characters that are really cool. I don't have to worry about dealing with, I don't like sand, right? Or I don't have to worry about, no, and just all the goofy shit, or wizard, and hey, you have to use a chance cube. Don't eat that cancer stick, whatever. What do they call them? They didn't call them cancer sticks. What do they call the fucking smoking thing? Whatever. The point is, Lucas's writing goes away, but his world building stays, and we get to enjoy that, and we get to live in that and play in that. And while like I said, it ain't Starfield, but I hope there is a sense of being able to really live in this world and have some freedom in this world. They've already hinted at a little bit of that with the dialogue trees, but how much of that's going to really affect your experience, who the fuck knows? But that you can just explore and go off the plan for a while and go, you know what, great, I know there's this through line waiting for me with the main quest, but I want to go figure out this thing, or I want to go look at that planet. That's cool for Star Wars, man. I'm excited. Like I said, I don't think another Star Wars has done that before. I'll make a deal with you. I mean, unless they show some stuff in the next year or so that's terrible, I'm going to allow that 10-year-old kid that still lives within to be excited for this. I'm okay if at the end of the day I'm disappointed because it doesn't deliver. But everything they've shown so far is exactly what that 10-year-old kid wants in a game. And so I'm very hopeful, and I will remain excited as long as they don't give me a reason not to be. And I can't wait for this game. I am super excited for this fucking game. This is, I'd have to look at a list of what's coming, but right now this is certainly in my top 3 most anticipated games that are upcoming. What do you think? Are you excited? Are you like, Jaffe, go back to being a cynic, buddy? This is not a good look. This is going to collapse, and it's going to be Ubisoft, and Yves Guillemot is going to, just Yves Guillemot all over it and run for the hills. Maybe. What do you think? How are you? How's life? How's the wife? How is she? How's she doing? Is she still wearing that